Gather round muggles and magical folk alike as I tell you a tale and hopefully teach you a lesson or two about the dangers of overindulging in your hobbies. I'll be your disembodied host this evening as Josh is still nursing a sore throat. Maybe he should drink some hot tea instead of an energy drink, especially at this late hour. To illustrate Josh's lack of self-control, let's take a look at some of his recent LEGO literary acquisitions. That looks like the latest LEGO Harry Potter Hogwarts Moment Classroom books, featuring Divination with Professor Trelawney and Defense Against the Dark Arts with the aptly named Professor Moody. These books seem more promising than Josh's usual choices, which are relegated to the categories of coloring, pop-up, and the occasional Where's Waldo, though he does find those frustrating. Never mind, I guess these sets aren't far from pop-up books after all. Well, I guess these are the perfect books for Josh because, like most LEGO Harry Potter fans, he's completely illiterate. Upon hearing this accurate description of himself, he nodded approvingly and foolishly. These books contain no pages, but there are still minutes of fun to be found between their folds. Let's relive some of our favorite Hogwarts moments in the Defense Against the Dark Arts class. Forebodingly backdropped by black book covers, we find Alistair Moody demonstrating some of the unforgivable curses on an innocent arachnid, and soon on some unfortunate fourth years. We're way beyond boxes of boggarts now. If Josh was facing a boggart, it might take the form of an incomplete LEGO book collection, or like a really big book full of even bigger words. How terrifying! Unless the book was actually a secret cookie stash. Well done, Josh. Maybe you're more comfortable in a cozy armchair in a room where the air is dense with perfume and speculation. In today's divination lesson, we'll attempt to look into the future and figure out how many more LEGO Harry Potter books will be made which Josh will be obligated to buy just to keep a complete collection. At least there's a finite number of LEGO colors, Josh thought to himself. His thoughts quickly strayed to his empty package of cookies, and he started to wonder how many other books may hold hidden treats, and he thought perhaps he should plan a trip to the library soon. As long as we're inside Josh's head, let's get his opinion on these sets. He thinks that individually they're charming, albeit overpriced. The general decor is nice, miniature furniture is always fun, but this pseudo-dollhouse fold-out functionality paired with some large plastic printed covers just isn't enough to justify the price. He thought. Is this really how your brain works, Josh? This is impossible to follow. For $30, compare these sets to a typically priced $20 Speed Champions set, and it's hard to find the value there, thought Josh finally. My goodness, there are so many thoughts in here about Speed Champions. Forget Josh's thoughts, let's talk minifigures. 4 minifigures are included in Dada's class. Hermione, as usual, is showing off as teacher's pet. Ironically, Crookshanks isn't included here. Neville Longbottom is present, ironically with short legs. And Professor Moody is ironically not Professor Moody, rather he is Barty Crouch Jr. This dual-molded dual master is dual-faced with a dual personality. He's literally one man portraying 2 characters. Sounds familiar. Our final minifigure is the smallest of all, and ironically isn't a minifigure at all. It's the real Professor Moody, who's been shrunk to fit in a trunk. Personally, I keep my Aurors in my drawers. Climbing the ladder back to Divination class, the minifigures included here are Professor Trelawney, who, for someone who can see the future, ironically looks surprised. Parvati Patil, ironically, looks more like Padma to me, and Harry Potter, ironically, looks happy to be here, even though his future looks grim. Regardless of the price or really the contents at this point, these sets are worth picking up if you're just trying to complete your collection of LEGO Harry Potter books, like our friend Josh here. I'm sorry, am I boring you? Then perhaps it's best we wrap things there. Any final thoughts for our viewers, Josh?
No, I think you shared my thoughts pretty well.
Excellent. Then with that... Wait, I thought your throat was hurting.
Oh, it's actually feeling a lot better.
Well, then why am I even here? I did this to simplify things for you. Isn't this going to make the video a lot more complicated to edit?
Ironically, yes. I'll see you next time.
Well, you won't see me next time. Partially because I'm just a voice, and partially because I won't be here, even if you ask. I keep saying I won't work with LEGO Harry Potter fans. Maybe this one will be different, maybe this one will be better, maybe this one will be nicer. No, same old story, dull as a brick and about as good looking too. My word.